Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Dr. Ganatra, and in this one, I want to talk to you about how do you manage this coronavirus scare that's going around for your office. What do you have to do in your practice to kind of navigate through this scare? So, as you know, I have a whole group that we lead, and this week, one of the topics was how to navigate around this coronavirus scare. And I want to kind of put things into perspective for you so you use these times of uncertainty. Maybe the markets are not doing well. Maybe there's this whole coronavirus conversation going on while you're watching this. But how do you actually navigate through that? How do you make your patients feel like you're there for them? How do you keep your business moving and growing? How do you actually make things possible during this time? How do you do it? Well, I'm going to give you 3 tactics. The first thing is this. What your patients really need more than anything is reassurance. They need reassurance that you're there for them. And not only that, they need to know that, hey, this whole thing, this whole infection control thing, man, you've been at this for decades. You are the expert when it comes to cleaning your chairs, sterilizing instruments, infection control in an operatory, in a room. In fact, if you really think about it, the dental practice, well run, things that are done right, well, it's probably one of the safest places to be because you are operating at like a really high standard of infection control more than anything else. People can't get that same type of infection control through a wipe or a hand sanitizing, sanitizers. They can only get that in your practice. So the first thing you got to do is really reassure your patients that you've been doing this for decades. You're trained on this. You took courses on this, classes on this. And not only that, you have your whole team in your ecosystem, in your environment that is ready to help serve them, ready to take care of them, and make them feel reassured and realize that this is a call to so many of us to say, it's time to lead. It is time to say, hey, let's be the leader in our space. Let's lead our team. Let's lead our patients. Let's really get out there and set the tone of hope, of possibility, of where we want things to be, rather than get so lost in the media, the news, on what's happening. Look, don't get me wrong. Take those precautions, do bold things, do the things that you're supposed to do in a time where you have to be vigilant, but at the same time, be the beacon of hope and light for those that are coming into your practice that are confused, that are uncertain, that are feeling like, man, I don't know if I should go to the dentist, or I don't know if I should even leave my house. So I want you to reassure them. The second thing is this, now and like more than anything else, when you have times of uncertainty and unpredictability, people want to be around others that they know, like, and trust. So key, others that they know, like, and trust. What does that mean? This is a time where you can actually take it upon yourself to start posting more content online. Go more behind the scenes. Do behind the scenes. Do Instagram stories. Start showcasing what you do in your practice. Like, hey, this is what we do. This is how we sterilize. This is what we do in the back office. Start showcasing your patient stories, their testimonials, their wins. Start talking about your team. Start doing all that stuff. Make them feel like when they come into your practice, they're coming into a place that's like their second home when it comes to a healthcare provider. So key. If you can start posting more content online so that way they know, like, and trust you, especially in these times, it helps them feel closer to you. It helps them feel like they can believe in what you're doing. It helps them feel comfortable when they do come into your practice. And it's okay. You're going to get cancellations. You're going to get people that are missing appointments. I get this. This is a frenzy. But at the same time, this is an opportunity for you to level up your game and say, hey, you know what? I am being called. Things are happening here in the environment, and I'm buckling down. I'm going to help. How can I ante up, level up my level of service to my patients? So key. The third one is this. You have to realize that, a lot of times the greatest businesses are built in sometimes the darkest times. Sometimes where things are happening and things aren't going well, or, the economy's, iffy. There's a big conversation on this happening or that. Well, right now it's coronavirus. I don't know what it's going to be by the time you watch this video, but whatever it is, if things are tough right now, this is the time to buckle down and say, hey, how do I work on my business and not in my business? What can I do to train my team? if I have a cancellation all afternoon, can we sit down and role play? Can we kind of go in there and automate systems and talk about procedures and protocols that we can do in our office and have that role play going on? So that way we can better our team, our practice, so we're still focused on a growth mindset amidst the chaos? Ask yourself that question, because the leaders anticipate, whereas others react. And I want you to remember that. Leaders anticipate, whereas others react. Now, that means that you see a challenge coming. You bake in the growth in your day, in your week, in your month. Say, hey, you know what? We're getting cancellations on Monday, or we're getting cancellations on this day. Here's what we're going to be doing. Maybe it's a team exercise. Maybe it's reviewing numbers. Maybe it's watching motivational and inspirational content online that helps your team and lifts their spirits to help them feel good about the service that they are called to provide within your practice. Does that make sense? So I can't stress this enough. Take some time to work on your business, not just in your business. The greatest businesses are built in those times that are sometimes the toughest. So just to sum it up, the first thing that your patients need is reassurance. And you need to embrace the identity that you're a leader, that you're out there to help your patients and to serve them. And you are an expert at infection control, more so than anyone else in the world. As a dentist or as a dental healthcare provider in the dental industry, you know you take down a room, you set up a room, you do it over and over again, and you are creating a nice, clean, healthy, workable field for your patients to be in, right? So keep that in mind, stay confident in that, imbue that so your patients see that confidence, right? And the second thing is, start putting out content. Instagram stories is a great way to do it. Start having your patients see behind the scenes what you do. Talk about your practice. Talk about the stories of transformation. Talk about the great things so that way they feel like your family before they even come in. Do those Instagram stories, get those out there. And the third thing is this, take those lulls or those slow periods to realize that leaders anticipate while others react. And know that, I'm going to anticipate. Let's plan a meeting here. Let's plan a training for our team here. Let's think about the growth rather than get lost in the chaos, right? Let's think about growth rather than get lost in the chaos. Super important. If you do these three things, you're going to have a good balance between being the leader in your space, helping your community, your environment move forward, while also being vigilant and watchful and cautious at times. But also, you will be better known in your environment. You'll also be the leader within your team, because now they can expect to look to you to lead, because now you are anticipating the struggles and the challenges that could lie ahead versus just reacting to them. And everyone wants to be on board with a leader. So sometimes in tough times like this, we are called to lead, and this is your opportunity to help, to lead, to serve, and to do that in an even bigger way that can create an even bigger impact. And I wish you well with all that stuff. So stay focused, stay motivated, stay on top of your game, zone in with what's next for you. And as I always say, have an incredible day and live inspired.